Okay, so we've all been there, right? You install a program, use it for a bit, and then you decide it's time to clean house. You click uninstall, you watch that progress bar fill up, and you feel that little sense of digital satisfaction. But what if I told you that a lot of the time you're not really cleaning house? You're just hiding the mess.
So that brings us to the big question. When you click that uninstall button, is that software truly 100% gone? Or are you leaving behind these little digital ghosts that just clutter up your system, maybe for years to come?
You see this pop up, and your brain just goes, okay, mission accomplished. It feels so final, doesn't it? But as we're about to find out, what's happening behind the scenes of this simple confirmation is often a much, much messier story.
And this brings us to what I like to call the uninstall illusion. This idea that a single click can just completely wipe a program from existence. The truth is that standard uninstall process, that's usually just the start of the real cleanup.
So let's just quickly run through the official way, the method we all know. You go into Settings or the old school control panel, you find Apps and Features, scroll through that massive list, find your target, and click Uninstall. I mean, that's the textbook procedure, right? For most of us, this is where it all ends. But it really shouldn't.
The thing is, this whole process is kind of like having a house guest who leaves but forgets their jacket, their phone charger, and maybe a half-eaten sandwich in the fridge. These digital crumbs, empty folders, leftover settings, useless files, they all just stick around, creating a ton of digital clutter.
Okay, so why does this even happen? You might think, well, Windows is just being sloppy. But the answer might actually surprise you. Most of the time, it's not even Windows' fault. Yep, it's true. When you click Uninstall, Windows basically just hands the job over to the uninstaller that the software developer provided. So if that developer's cleanup script is poorly written, or lazy, or even intentionally designed to leave things behind, then that's exactly what's going to happen. Windows is just the messenger here, just following instructions. And this really breaks down the most common reasons why. Sometimes it's just a poorly coded uninstaller that doesn't do a full sweep. Other times you've got shared files, and the uninstaller is kind of scared to delete something another program might need. Then there's the intentional stuff. They leave your settings or game saves behind just in case you decide to come back. And of course, sometimes the uninstaller file itself is just plain broken. Now, one of the biggest hiding places for all this digital junk is something called the Windows registry. The easiest way to think of it is like your PC's brain. It's this huge database with all the settings and options for your operating system and every program you install. When a program leaves its junk in there after you uninstall it, it's like leaving a bunch of useless, obsolete files in a critical library. It can lead to clutter and maybe even errors down the road. So what do you do when a program just refuses to leave gracefully? Well, before we call in the big guns, let's look at the official first aid kit that Microsoft actually gives us. Your first line of defense is usually the repair option. You can often find it right next to uninstall in the apps menu. Sometimes that's all it takes to fix a broken uninstaller. If that doesn't work, Microsoft has a free tool called the Program Install and Uninstall Troubleshooter. It's a special utility designed to fix the exact issues, like corrupted registry keys, that stop a clean removal. Think of it as your official first responder for stubborn software. But, when those official tools just aren't cutting it, it's time to call in the specialists. And this is where dedicated third-party uninstaller tools come into play. And trust me, they operate on a whole different level. I mean, this chart really says it all. The standard Windows tool, it runs the basic uninstall, and that's it. But look at what a third-party tool brings to the table. It doesn't just stop there. It does a deep scan for leftovers, it specifically hunts down and removes those pesky registry entries, and it even has a forced uninstall option for programs that are totally broken. It's really the difference between politely asking a program to leave and actively escorting it out the door. So what these tools do is they automate the entire deep cleaning process for you. They safely take all the guesswork out of hunting for those leftover files and registry keys, and they make sure you get a truly complete removal. It's the difference between a quick sweep of the floor and a full-on spring cleaning. All right, let's talk about the final, most powerful option, the manual deep clean. And I have to be absolutely crystal clear here. This method comes with a very serious warning. This is for advanced users, and it is not for the faint of heart. And I really can't stress this enough.
If you don't know exactly what you are doing, you should not attempt this. Manually cleaning out files and especially digging around in the registry can cause serious system-breaking errors if you delete the wrong thing. So, the manual process starts with the standard uninstall. After that, you'd have to go digging through system folders like program files and app data to hunt down any leftover files. But the final and most dangerous step is opening the registry editor, or regedit, and manually searching for and deleting every single entry related to that program. It's basically digital surgery.
This quote from Trend Micro really hits the nail on the head. The registry is incredibly complex, and deleting a single wrong entry can literally stop Windows from even starting up. That's why, if you are an expert and you feel you absolutely must do this, creating a full backup of the registry beforehand isn't just a suggestion, it is essential.
Okay, so we've gone from that simple uninstall button all the way to the dangers of messing with the registry by hand. So let's wrap this all up with a clear, safe strategy for how you can keep your PC truly clean. So here's your takeaway, laid out nice and simple. Your first step is always the standard Windows uninstall. It's easy, and hey, sometimes it's good enough. But for a truly complete removal, your best bet is to use a trusted third-party uninstaller. Let that specialist tool handle the deep scan and the registry cleaning safely. And that last step, editing the registry yourself, just leave that to the absolute experts. For pretty much all of us, the risk just isn't worth the reward. At the end of the day, managing your PC is a lot like keeping your house in order. You can do a quick surface-level tidy up, or you can commit to a proper deep clean. Now that you know the tools and the risks, you can make a much more informed choice for your own digital home. So the real question is, what's your strategy going to be?
Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to tackle a problem that, well, pretty much every Windows user runs into: how to get rid of software for good. We're going on a bit of a digital deep clean, and I'm going to show you exactly how it's done. So, you hit that uninstall button, right? You go to your settings, you click the button, and you think, job done. But what if I told you that's just the tip of the iceberg? The reality is a whole lot messier than you think.
Yeah, your PC is basically haunted, not by actual ghosts, but by digital ones. We're talking about leftover files, empty folders, and old registry entries that the normal uninstaller just leaves behind. They're like squatters on your hard drive, cluttering things up, and over time, they can even slow your computer down.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Level 1, the official way. This is the method everybody knows, the one Microsoft tells you to do. It's our essential first step, our starting point.
It doesn't matter if you're using the old school control panel or the new settings app. It's pretty much the same deal. You find the program, you click it, you hit uninstall, boom, the main part of the application is gone. But that's the key word there, the main part. And like I said, that is just the beginning. It's kind of like kicking a tenant out of an apartment, but letting them leave all their junk behind. If we want to truly clean uninstall, we've got to roll up our sleeves and go hunting for all that leftover stuff.
And this is where it gets interesting, because this stuff hides in some pretty specific places. So, welcome to Level 2, the manual hunt. Time to put on our detective hats and find those hidden files.
This slide really nails it, doesn't it? The app itself, that's what you see. But what's left behind, under the surface? Oh, that's all your personal settings, configuration files, saved data, you name it. A lot of times programs leave this stuff on purpose, just in case you ever reinstall. But if you're done with it for good, it's just digital clutter.
All right, mission briefing time. Here are the folders you need to check out. You've got your usual program files folders, sure, but the real treasure troves of junk are usually in app data and program data. And here's a pro tip. You can just type %appdata% right into the address bar in File Explorer to jump straight there.
So when you're in these folders, you're looking for anything named after the program you just got rid of, or maybe its developer. Find one, and you're absolutely 100% positive it belongs to that old software? Then go ahead and delete it. But seriously, be careful. You don't want to accidentally delete a folder for a program you still use.
Okay, we've cleaned the folders. Now for the final boss of manual cleaning. Level 3 is where things get serious. We're about to venture into the digital heart of your computer, the Windows registry. So what is the registry? Think of it like a giant, chaotic library of settings for Windows and all your apps. Everything is stored in here. And when you uninstall a program, it's supposed to clean up its own books from the shelf. But surprise, surprise, they often don't.
Okay, I need to be super clear about this. This is not a place to mess around. The registry is the brain of your PC. Deleting the wrong thing in here can cause some really big problems. So this next part is for folks who are feeling confident and are willing to be extremely careful.
Right. So how do we do this safely? Step 1, and this is non-negotiable, is you back up the registry. First thing, always, before you touch a single thing. Got it? Good. Then you open the registry editor, just type regedit in the run box, and you can start searching for the software's name and carefully deleting what you find. Again, if you're not totally sure, just leave it alone.
The good news is you don't have to search the whole thing, which is gigantic. You can focus your hunt on these specific spots. These keys you see here are the main neighborhoods where programs set up shop. Just go to each location and look for any folders that have the name of the software or the company.
Phew. Okay. You've now learned how to do everything the hard way, the manual way. You've gone from a basic user to a registry editing pro. So now it's time for the final level, where we unleash the power tools and make this whole thing way, way easier.
There are awesome programs out there like Revo Uninstaller that are basically built to be expert digital janitors. Their entire job is to do all that hard work for you. So here's how they work, and it's pretty genius. They basically automate everything we just did. First, they run the program's own uninstaller, our level 1. Then, they immediately do a deep scan for all those leftover files and folders. That's our level 2. After that, they scan the registry for leftover keys, which is our level 3. And the best part? They show you everything they found in a nice, neat list and let you get rid of it all with just one click. So easy.
And there you have it. You've literally gone from a standard user just clicking uninstall to a full-on system maintenance pro. You've leveled up from the basics to manual deep cleans all the way to using professional tools. You are now the one in charge of what stays on your PC.
By really understanding what's going on under the hood, you're not just using your computer anymore, you're mastering it. You're taking back control. So the only question is, what's the first program you're going to truly uninstall?